Hey, all right. We got. Y'all already know how I do. Let's hop right into it. No time to waste. Let's get it. Let's go.
Okay. And what has he done as the president? That's so great.
What do you want to? Where do you want to start with?
Well,
I think
you said
the economy. I think the tariffs. I think the way he's handled the tariffs, his global leadership, what he's done in the Middle East.
All right, let's talk about that.
People have invested money into the United States of America by the trillions.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about world peace. You said one of the reasons why you voted for Donald Trump is for world peace. Is that he said he was.
This is one of the reasons why you shouldn't be too head gone for anybody. You should be able to admit when somebody's not doing good or when somebody's doing okay. Because now he's about to get humiliated. He's about to get humiliated by the fact that this dude is well read on what's working and what's not working. As a matter of fact, let me go get this real quick. It's gonna be quick. So yeah, let me get this real quick. Get my pen and paper so I write down everything.
He's going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. I'm just wondering, how's that working out?
Yeah, but he's making an effort to do it.
Oh, he is? He's making the effort? What has he done?
He's trying to talk to both sides.
What has he done?
Let me finish it. Don't interrupt me. If you're going to have me on your show to talk, let me talk. He's making an effort to communicate with Putin. He's making an effort with Zelensky. You saw Zelensky come to the White House, and then Zelensky wanted to come back to negotiate about a ceasefire situation. Now, let's move on to Israel.
No. We'll get to Israel. Okay. You just said he's doing everything he can. He said
I think he's making an effort far more than any other
hold on. You said he said all he had to do is pick up the phone and the war would be over in 24 hours.
Yeah, he can say what he wanted to say. That was what he believed at the time.
Yeah, well,
and he's still making an effort.
He campaigned on it, making an effort. Well, he has said every day that Putin wants peace, and every single time he says that, Putin puts on another air raid, and innocent people.
Ukraine just did an air raid on Russia just recently.
They did not take this.
Worth of profit through drone strikes.
They did not.
It's mutual combat.
No, it's not.
What is your point, man? Donald Trump got elected for a reason. Donald Trump is doing well with tariffs and the economy.
He's doing well with
the border.
Okay,
he's doing all the things he said he was going to do.
Okay. Yeah, really? He is? Did he end the war? Did he end the war? Did he not
close the border?
I'm asking you a question. He ran on a couple things, and let's go back to 2016. We're going to hire a special prosecutor.
Let's go with what he ran on for 20
Sure. I'll end the war in 24 hours. I'll end the war in 24 hours.
He said, he did say that. It didn't work out that way. So what?
Okay. So what? Okay, so if he promises something and it doesn't work out.
4 years.
Brandon,
he's got 4 years to fulfill his promises.
He didn't say 4 years. He ran on, I would end the war in 24 hours.
That's fine. If he doesn't do 100% of everything he said he was going to do, is at the end of the world? No.
Okay. So he ran on.
I'm a reasonable person. You're irrational.
Oh, how am I irrational? How am I irrational?
Because I understand that Donald Trump is going to do all he can to better the country. There are things that are going to happen. There are things that are not going to happen. I think he's made a concerted effort to do those things. Shutting the border down. Working with terrorists to get us better negotiations. We've had over 60 countries come back to we had over 60 countries come to the negotiation table. Our negotiation with tariffs with China, we had the tariffs were up at an astronomical number. They are now meeting the tariff negotiations.
How many negotiations have been made? He said 90 deals in 90 days. Can you please tell me, Brandon, how many deals have been made since you want to talk about
I was supposed to be on the call today to talk about some of that stuff.
Okay, well, convenient. You don't know. The answer is 0. He hasn't made any negotiations.
Well, that doesn't mean he won't. What are you worrying about?
But he said 90 deals in 90 days.
He's trying.
I'm not trying to say the president should absolutely get the things done that they need to get done, but you can't expect everything to go 100%. Like, not every president gets everything done the way they need to get done because the world is complicated. But the promises that should be made, I give Brandon Tatum this. He does have 4 years to figure this stuff out. Now, did he say he was going to get it done in 24 hours? Absolutely. Did he say grocery prices were going to go down and they didn't? Absolutely. Did he say the tariff thing was going to work? It seems like it had more of a negative effect on how our economy was about to go than a positive effect. Did he say 90 countries came to the table? Absolutely. Do we see any deals? No. I mean, there's a lot of things he made promises on that we do need to discuss, and I just wish the other side could be honest, just as well as our side. We got to be honest too sometimes. Biden didn't get every promise done that he was supposed to get done either. So, let's be fair.
Listen, the difference between you and somebody that, in my opinion, is a high achiever is somebody That's their goal, is to accomplish goals that are here. If he falls short from some of the goals in his effort to do it, I understand that. That's reasonable.
Reasonable that he says 90 deals in 90 days, and a couple months into this,
he's pursuing 90 deals in 90 days.
How's that work out?
If you've ever structured deals or did negotiations, they don't always pan out the way you want them to.
Oh, so it hasn't panned out the way he promised they would. Okay, we finally admit.
I mean, if he was Jesus Christ of Nazareth, then I would say everything he said would work out perfectly.
Then why does he
Is he making
false
an effort
promises?
to do it? The answer is yes. Does he have a
How
plan
was
of
that?
action? The answer is yes.
He has the plan. What's the plan of action with China? Since Xi doesn't.
Well, I'm not in the negotiating room.
you don't know.
They did go to negotiate, didn't they?
So
They had a negotiation, didn't they?
How's that going on? How are those negotiations?
I'm not there. Neither are you.
We're not there.
Did they go to the table to negotiate?
So how do you know the
Did
negotiations?
China agree to negotiate with Donald Trump on tariffs?
President Xi has not spoken to Trump. So how would you say the negotiations are going well when you don't know how those negotiations are going?
I never said that specific negotiations went well. You asked me the totality of his tariff negotiations. To have people renegotiate and come to the table with 60 countries or so, I think that's a positive. Him going to the table to communicate with the Chinese about tariffs is positive.
President Xi has not gone to the table with them, and
You can
Donald
say
Trump
whatever
is
you want to say.
No, it's not me. It's the Chinese government.
What is the tariffs? What were the tariffs against the United States of
Well,
America?
it's not my fault that Taco Trump
And they reduced it down.
Yeah,
They
Donald
reduced
Trump
the
did.
tariff.
Donald Trump did because he's a chicken.
And
That's
China
why he
did
wants
too.
Taco.
And China reduced the
Taco.
tariff.
And the American
China reduced the tariff.
and the American consumers
China reduced the
suffered
tariff.
because of it. All right, well,
China
listen.
reduced the tariffs. I buy things that are foreign too, and I know that the tariffs are reduced.
Okay, last thing I want to bring up, and I appreciate your time. Last thing I wanted to bring up, you tweeted out about the liberal media panicking when the South African president was invited to the office. You talked about this video that Donald Trump showed. It has since been debunked, this burial site, which was not a burial site. It turns out they were just cross symbols for two people that lost their lives. There was no genocide. Why is your tweet still up there? Why don't you retract that and admit that Donald Trump...
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. On one side of the fence, like, we don't, like, again, the left has no issue with immigrants coming into the country. When you're about to disenfranchise 500,000 people who came through Biden's tariff policy, not tariff, I'm sorry, Biden's immigration policy, and then you let all brown people, like Haitians, Hispanics, El Salvadorians, all brown people, but then you let 59 South Africans in who are white because of a genocide that's happening over in their country. You claim a genocide that's happening over in their country. Looks a little strange to people on the left, especially brown people on the left, who wonder, like, what the fuck, you know, like, what was that? So I want to see how, like, Brandon goes around this one.
Why?
No, here's the thing. Donald Trump did not make the video. Donald Trump misinterpreted what he saw in one portion of the video. The speeches that came from the activists in South Africa, that was what was wrong with that. He said the things he said. The murder of power, or whatever he was saying about killing the farmer.
No genocide. It's been proven.
Listen. This is the thing that I think you misconstrue. You want to hate Trump so bad you can't even listen to anything that's being said.
Oh no,
I'm wise enough to say that I saw that video a long time ago. I remember when they.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like a lot of people, like when they're debating somebody, in order to get like a person to look really, really bad, they'll try to say like you hate this person so bad just because you're critiquing what the person does, and just because he's critiquing him doesn't necessarily mean he hates Trump. He's just critiquing Trump's presidency, and that's fine. Like if he's critiquing it and his critiques are correct, and there are things that you can't answer within his critiques, then there's something to be said about how you're interacting with it. You're just gun-hoed for the guy all the way. You should be able, as a conservative and as a liberal, to be able to critique the person who's in power, even if you agree with a lot of the policies that they're trying to put in place. If you disagree with some things, you should be able to say you disagree with some things. You just said he misinterpreted something from the South African side of it. That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Because he just made them people seem like they're genociders. Just saying.
Set up on the side of the road to do that, and they set up those crosses. I remember that happening. I remember the guy who did a rally in front of millions of people saying, kill the farmer, and all these other things. There are actual farmers who are there that are saying that there's a genocide that's occurring against them. The president of South Africa, listen, brought people there who said that they know people who have been killed. And
people have been killed. You don't understand the difference between some people being killed and a genocide. Do you not understand?
Hey, you can argue what you want. People in South Africa that are saying that the people in South Africa
some people,
saying
some
this
people,
is happening.
some people, just like some people that are saying Donald Trump won the 2020 election.
You can say what you want to say. If people are saying it,
you're right.
people are refugees.
You're right.
They've gotten asylum in America.
Some people, you sound like Trump. Some people are saying.
And you got millions of people. You got millions of people at a protest that are saying "kill the farmer." What? Are they just talking just to say that? There's millions of people there.
Millions of people that are saying "kill the farmer." I'd have to see that video and that calculation.
Did you watch the video?
Millions of people. Yes, I did.
Watch the video.
Yes, I did. And those crosses on that field were not.
No. Let's talk about what the South African activist said. What did he say? Do you remember that part, or are you just watching the cross?
Why have you not taken down your tweet, which is
because where did I mention Trump in that tweet?
You can't defend what's on the screen. Donald Trump showed.
Where did I mention Trump in that? Where did I mention Trump in that?
President Trump showed a video. This is your words. President Trump showed a video of what's actually happening in South Africa. That is not a genocide. That field that he showed with the crosses. Actually, the people that died, their family has spoken out and said that was awful what Donald Trump did. They've spoken out against it. That is not a genocide.
I heard of that.
See, you got to be able to admit when you're wrong. You haven't heard of that, but I mean, he's at least admitting you haven't heard of that. But yeah, I'm hearing that there's no genocide going on there either. I kind of want to find out more about it because things can lead to a genocide. So I wonder if the whole conversation is just about like, what if it leads to it? However, though, there are plenty of people all over Africa that are actually going through a genocide that President Trump didn't open the door for. But he opens the door for these white South Africans that, you know, have some type of, not that they don't have a connection to Elon Musk, but Elon Musk is kind of from that. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, this president is showing his biases and who he stands for, but it's okay, you know. Anyways, I'm out, y'all. Peace.